2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. Gotta make that money. Calling me the sector godfather. Type D the real name, the sector get bopped. They said that I'm the nigga that they all love to hate. Fuck the damn chat, nigga, I say it's okay. Motherfuckers want the good guys to come back. Wanna beef with real niggas cause they channel whack. At the church sector in a motherfucking frenzy. Crazy ass nigga KOM tried to see. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. The sector wanna see a new beef every week. Especially from new niggas that wanna beef with me. Some say it's fun and some say it's hard. Trigger the bitch nigga, so he exposed the void. Took a trip to Vegas and we was Vegas lit. The haters saw the videos and they say ain't that a bitch. Left the damn sector, said my rivals tried to take my title. How the hell you try to take my title? I ain't got no fucking rival. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. Came for my motherfucking certifications, came for my license, and they came for my accreditation. All the fucking hating don't stop. The Godfather still came on top. Motherfuckers wanna take me down. Wanna see my dollars go from up and then down. The Godfather gon' win anyway. I end the fucking year with fuck the DBA. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. 2022 was a bitch. All a nigga wanna do is this. Hate niggas like, 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 hate niggas like.
Fuck the DBA. Chat, sing with me. Fuck the DBA. Fuck the DBA. Fuck the DBA. Dumb bitch asses. Fuck the DBA.
To the ladies in the sector, shake that ass, 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 shake that ass. To them ladies in the sector, shake that ass, shake that ass, shake that ass, shake that ass, and just shake it real fast. Bitch ass nigga named Alan Logic. Yeah, we know you LGBT in the closet. Yeah, motherfucker, yeah, we say it to your face. Motherfucker can't even keep a care of me. Woo! Bitch ass nigga named Alan Logic. Yeah, we know you LGBT in the closet. Yeah, motherfucker, yeah, we say it to your face. Motherfucker can't even keep a care of me. Woo!
Fuck the DBA. Fuck the DBA. Chat, sing with me. Fuck the DBA. Fuck the DBA. Fuck the DBA. Dumb bitch asses. Fuck the DBA.
To the ladies in the sector, shake that ass, 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 shake that ass. To them ladies in the sector, shake that ass, shake that ass, shake that ass, shake that ass, and just shake it real fast. Pissy ass nigga named K.I.P. Crying ass nigga named motherfucking P. You see him on the panel, yeah, they talking about me. Yeah, you see him in the sector, yeah, they talking about D. Pussy ass nigga, silly ass nigga, old ass worn out dumb ass nigga. You see him all around in the motherfucking sector. They mad that they can't be the Godfather.
Fuck the DBA. Fuck the DBA. Chad, sing with me. Fuck the DBA. Fuck the DBA. Fuck the DBA. Dumb bitch asses. Fuck the DBA.
Welcome, everybody. This is D. Durrell. You can also call me Coach D. Durrell Spears. Once again, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming in. As you see on the screen, for everybody that is new to the channel, please subscribe to my Coach D. Durrell Spears channel that talks about relationships, dating, marriage, love, all related things and above. I definitely would like you to support my channel. It's an up-and-coming channel that's slowly growing, slowly progressing, and so forth. I want to give a shout-out to Pink Meadows, give a shout-out to Emmanuel Briggs, give a shout-out to my boy HM in the house. What's up? Appreciate you all for being here. We are going to have a hot one today. We're going to have a hot one. What's up? Appreciate you all for being here. We're going to have a hot one. What's up, Rizzle Lyricist? We're going to talk about my little nephew, Oshay Duke Jackson, king of the motherfucking manosphere, brother that I have known for basically 7 years and counting. Been talking to him on and off since 2019, 2020, damn near almost 4 years. Shout out to my brother doing his thing in Kenya, doing his thing in Poland. Just got through talking to him today, trying to get me to come out there to the motherland. I'm trying to get this. As soon as I get this passport situation taken care of, I will be out there to come trick out there with Oshay Duke Jackson. That's my boy. That's my brother. So, what I want to do right now is kind of talk about the situation of Miss Just Pearly Things. What's up, Slewfoot Slim? So we're going to talk about how this woman came from out of nowhere. And these niggas have a tendency in the manosphere to just give anybody, any and everybody that say some dumbass shit about black women, you give them a pass. You give them a fucking pass, no matter how ignorant, how stupid that they sound. It don't fucking matter. To you, you willing to accept anything. You don't do your research. You don't do no vetting process. Oh, you say some shit about black women. Okay, we with it. Fuck it. Okay? So what I want to talk about is an unexpected, I would say unexpected stance that he has taken on Just Pearly Things. And so basically, he pretty much saying he ain't fucking with some of these niggas if y'all supporting her. He refuses to do interviews with non-black people. He's Pan-African, he's pro-black, definitely. Although the manosphere don't have a lot of niggas like that. They actually the antithesis from my particular position. And so as we look at it, and I'm going to pretty much highlight, what Oshay has said about Just Pearly over the past 5 months. Okay? Now, the big thing right now is that pretty much the more popular, the ones that are making the money are the females for the most part in a male space. And there's a lot of people that feel some kind of way about that. One particularly are the females that have been in the space for so fucking long and they don't even get the support that somebody like Just Pearly Things is getting. What's up, Doe Eyes? How you doing, baby? Happy Saturday. And so we're going to touch upon that because this has been a recurrent thing where these niggas do goofy shit and then they gaslight as if everybody else is wrong and they the only one seeing shit the right way. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen and focus on how Oshay has evolved in this. Now, as you can see, don't make it any better. Yes, and so as you can see, Oshay been talking about this lady since 5 months ago. Is this Pearly thing grifting the manosphere for profits? So this is not something that Oshay basically had questions as it relates to Just Pearly thing. As you all know, she has said some racist ass shit lately about trying to minimize the historical facts of slavery and our experience. Also, to the fact of the matter is that she stated shit like we're exaggerating things, just like the Holocaust is exaggerating things. Then she's also just agreeing willfully with this Brad that what she was interviewing, this lowlife white supremacist who tried to low-key say black people are lazy and not industrious. And this is coming from a Negro, and I can't say Negro, but this comes from a lowlife with no skills and no education. But you want to have the wherewithal to say things about black people. You need to focus on yourself and your white supremacist attitude. You are a malcontent. You are a failure. Because you're a failure, you feel like, well, at least I can blame black folks. Blame yourself for the fact that you're a nobody that goes around going to these racist ass events talking shit. This is what this guy is like. But this is who she's interviewing now. So Oshay basically stated, is she grifting the manosphere for profits? And then she also used, you see, Tate up our people. So let's take a look at this.
What's good, everybody? Oshay Jackson for the episode of the one was the attorney use and the poor man's podcast. And guys, all content creators just blow up. Samuel was 2020 and 2022 it just be things. Now, just Pearly things is reason. The very talented creator. I believe her arguments will put together work first to London. Not only London, what I consider Black London. All right. Now are calling her get that
The bottom line at this point, this is a point when Oshay was first examining her, how she built her program, her platform, where she's going, and people were somewhat critical of her, and they called her a grifter. And now I want to look at this video in retrospect to what is occurring today.
You know, Courtney Shell get that, but for her, it's gotten to the point where she needs to address. I'm gonna play a particular clip. Saw opportunity grifter, and I'm gonna come.
Critique my, and I'm only doing this for money. Hand ever. And so never claim to be smart. I will never claim, you know, smarty pants, whatever. And because I've worked, I've always gotten good things. And I think let's see work as the camera, I've been here one of those work years. And I agree. I think I am. I work very hard. Because something my dad told me when I was young, he said, do what you love, because when you do it, and that's the approach I've taken with YouTube, volleyball, really everything in life. So I was in sales for 2 years.
The thing that's different for home, you always have the whole place to yourself.
My computer is slow. Sorry about that, guys. But man, my computer is slow. I don't know what the hell is going on. Let me get to this again. Wi-Fi is bullshit right now. But let me shit. Okay, here we go. Let me get this back. I do apologize. Got a little bit of technical issues here. Let me go ahead and get this back. I just want to talk about this. I'm going to remember about 3 or 4 videos. This is one of
Issue.
And that's the approach I've taken with YouTube. Really, everything. I was for 2 years. I wasn't great at it at the time, but look, guys, I was on the cusp of greatness. Okay, because again, I always start off bad at things, and you can even see that with YouTube. Like I had less subscribers than most people do with my amount of videos at first, and I always start bad. Good, and that's just my life. And offered a pro tier volleyball. Interesting. I turned down my dream, like your dream job, and
So as you can see, she basically, I don't know what the hell. She obviously don't have real goals in life. She obviously don't know what she want to do. She obviously has issues as far as at this point in her life. But you want to tell black people what they should and should not be doing when you don't even know what the hell is going on in your life. So how the hell you have the audacity to speak on shit about black people when you can barely even define how you want to spend the rest of your life? Like, this is basically what is going on with this lady. She don't even know what the hell she want to do, but you want to speak on black women all the time.
I always would have said sports or music, and so in a way, I kind of turned down my dream job.
Her dream job playing volleyball.
London, Black London, created this massive podcast with blacks in London, and a lot of views. It's not only just black people there, but I would look at it that the majority of the basis, from what I can see on her channel, is basically blacks in London. That's something else a lot of people I know are going to have a problem with. How did the white lady build herself a mass ionosphere people? That's what we're going to get. And let me tell you something. I want to get back to what she initially said. The lady works. All right. Now I'm going to tell you like this, for the most part.
Yeah, she works, but everybody else works too. She ain't, see, this is the thing that I got with other people when they talk about working and hard work. I'm so sick of every time people think that their group work harder than black folks. I'm so sick of people always talking about how hard the immigrants come here. They do so much. We're lazy. As black people, we bust our ass for years and years, fought for every fucking crumb that we can get. And then people want to turn around and tell us how lazy we are. We're not having to deal with half the bullshit that we have to deal with. That shit pisses me the fuck out. Well, let me continue.
Yeah, and I see stuff going on with the conversation. I will say this though. She deserves all the success that she gets. Whether she will collect others, be successful. How hard being the content creator is are trying to, encourage this stuff. It's not easy. Bringing all those different people into the studio, recording the studio, getting somebody to record the sound, editing this, putting up clips. Collaborating with people. She seems to have email, but she seems to have the right attitude towards the business. And if you guys think that her talking points are stolen or that regurgitated,
come on, Oshay. You know she regurgitating that bullshit. That woman hadn't come up with one idea on her own at all, just like the rest of them that are basically bottom feeders to get what they want, and then once they get enough subscribers and money, they leave.
Her own personal issue is a lot of ladies and the lady. Why are you sharing her videos? Because she's good. That's why. Now I haven't heard it so much as her, but people are going to come into business and execute. People are in the business to make money. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I love what I do. I love helping the brothers. I love collaborating. But yeah, getting the money level when I do, it does help. It does. Very much so. And people are going to be here to be good. So if you don't execute your own stuff and then manosphere, or if you don't execute your own stuff in communities, people are going to come in and not going to be in just alike. So if you don't like, it's up to you.
Now, this is the first video in which he speaks about this, which he pretty much talks about his perspective on just Pearly, and that she works hard, and this is the reason why she basically bought Kevin Samuel's shit ass program, and all this other shit that she claimed she did. And so we on this shit about who working hard and who didn't work hard. She doing this, and yes, she did put in work. I'm not going to deny that she put in work. I'm not going to even deny the fact that, she had a blueprint, because basically it sounds like to me, professional wise, she had no real choices. She thought she was going to go play, she thought she was going to go play professional volleyball, which that sport don't make no goddamn money. So that lets me know she really ain't have a lot of big prospects. If you go and play professional volleyball, it's no right. That's not. Nobody watched that shit. And she probably was going to go play for a European team. That's why she moved to England in the first place. But let me continue, as this was his initial evaluation of just Pearly. Now, let's get to the more recent shit. And they start calling the king. Listen to this.
Doesn't give him a mind that she's white. And question it, we woman king of the Black manosphere community. Not idea, but an idea of my brother's video that he made on the subject, which is called Black
Fair use.
Crown Woman King just Pearly. Let's get into the video and see if the brother got any.
There's a new woman in the red space. For years I've had my battles spaces. Over the years, with the emergence of Kevin, bringing the conversation to a greater.
And shout out to George Macon, and he's actually doing real things with urban nerds in the Northeast, I think in New York. Shout out to George Macon.
You're starting to see women pop up, and women now start to speak out. People like Crimson Cure, Deacon Marie, and many other women speak out on behalf of the Red Pill content and the manosphere. But now there's a new woman. It's not a black woman. And it's a white woman. Her name is Pearly. And now this woman is coming into the manosphere space, speaking on Black relationships, and she's has no lot to come. She has.
Let me say this. I very rarely heard her on Black issues.
Now that's not true, Oshay. You've been a little disingenuous. She speaks a lot on Black issues in regards to Black relationships, particularly in the fact that she dates Black men.
Things that she went on in London, you can see that she's sitting in spaces with predominantly people, and they're talking about submission and all the things that the manosphere has talked about over the years. She's not African or black, and she's able to come to black spaces and monetize our issues. But the problem that I have with this is you would never see uh, a black person, male or female, go into white spaces and exploit their issues for profit or.
This is facts. This is facts. This is facts and facts. And this is one of the biggest issues that I have with black spaces. And this is not limited just to the manosphere, because the bullshit happens in the Umar Johnson sector. The bullshit happens in other sectors. The bullshit happens in all types of sectors throughout YouTube. Pro-black sector, you had white people infiltrating and saying what the fuck they want and doing what the hell they want. So this is consistent with the way black people operate on social media. Let me get back to it. Let me continue.
In the black space, she's talk with submissive. She's talking about body. She's talking about all the things. She's pulling out statistics, mother, right? And every now and then she's person on there or but what her up is her
to the fact of what go stream manosphere spaces and blow up. I know what guys are going to say. Andrew Tate may have a black father, but to be honest, you're not going to consider Andrew Tate as somebody less like Donovan Sharp. And I mentioned Donovan Sharp, exactly what was attempting to do. He was attempting to really, downplay the black sector because he said he has, obviously me for years. We still don't get along now. With the audience in the general, but that's what brother just saying is true. You don't really see black guys going and do very well, like just Pearly things coming in doing well in that sector. I think point
using red pill content in black spaces. She's not using the red pill content in white space. Why? Like the woman king. I mean, 3 per is 2 this spaces having the rib.
Now that's Kendra D, who been in the space for years and lacks respect. And to be honest with you, she mammy it up more than anybody.
No conversation with black women attempting women. That's the manosphere. I relate this with Pearly, and the situation where, to me, Pearly is just to black.
The obviously Danica Marie, I've collaborated with her in the sister he was Crimson Cure. Pearly best in the business.
My internet is horrible.
It has nothing to do with hard work, because I remember when Kevin checked those white women. I can't go on, and my check the white, and the white manosphere had a problem with that. Even some of you black.
Rollo Tomasi. He didn't like that at all.
Black male manosphere people had a problem with it. A lot of you guys started to turn on Kevin. Height before he passed away, when he was at the height before he died, a lot of you black men in the manosphere, you turned on Kevin. You was talking greasy about Kevin.
I know some personally, and then now that he passed on, now they talking about how they was before he died in the case. But
Now, and all you
let me stop there. So, as you can see, and my purpose of this is to help people understand the evolution of how people felt about Just Pearly based on the content, her antics. They're trying to make this more sophisticated than what it is, talking about a fucking business model and how much she invested. And like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, she had no goals in life. If you went to college and your prospects for economic to make a living was either doing YouTube or fucking volleyball, professional volleyball, lets me know. And she admitted that she's not the smartest motherfucker in the room. So that lets me know this chick is talentless, she's dumb. But you niggas let her come in and talk shit, steal your talking points, and now she has upwards of 1 million or more subscribers. Okay? Now, you all heard Oshay's stance on things. Now, I want you to hear this stance once he found out what the hell her ass was really about.
Yeah, well,
I want you to understand at the point how his stance changed. And I'm just going to preface, Oshay is pro-black. He's pro-black. Now watch, once she shows her true self, watch how his stance changes. And I want you to listen to this.
okay, Blessing was more late African.
well, he's black.
Yeah.
A few days ago, Just Pearly Things had an interview with white supremacist or white nationalist, whichever you want to categorize him, Nick Fuentes. Now, Nick Fuentes is a 24-year-old man.
And my Wi-Fi is
who is very outspoken about, white nationalism and things like that. So she had him on a live stream. Now, what's very interesting about that is Just Pearly Things has a podcast that is based in London, and I said the majority of full cast, I would say, would be a member of the Black London community. Like there's King Richards over there. There's a few other brothers over there, and they've built that channel into a really good powerhouse. She's really organized and things like that, which would make me wonder why she's doing Wednesdays. Now, Sip talks about her.
And by the way, Nick Fuentes is racist as fuck, but she was agreeing with every damn thing that Nick was saying.
A lot of the things that you in the manosphere are talking points. And a lot of people have accused her of, stealing from Kevin Samuels or stealing from the manosphere and then monetizing it. But this interview with Felicity that she's trying to take her business into a different reality. Probably because she was like, at some point, there's going to be a dead end for the modern women thing. And I noticed when she's live, she doesn't get nearly as many viewers as Fresh and Fit. So I think she's trying to make the same pivot that Adam 22 is trying to make, and even like Joe Budden. They're trying to bring on like controversial people. You see Adam 22 bringing on people like Tariq Nasheed, and all of this. On a business YouTube platform, he has broken down the interview with Just Pearling's timestamp, so it was very easy for me to
Shout out to the business.
follow to see what I wanted to see. And at first, Just Pearly Things, who has, like I said, a lot of black employees, King Richards being one of them. They were having
I'm sorry, guys. This sound
having a conversation about African employees versus American employees. And this is what, Jason Black was trying to point out, that he felt that she was trying to take a diss at African Americans. So I want to play that clip and let's see if he's right.
I wonder what Miss Pearly thinks of African immigrants versus Black Americans, specifically descendants of slaves, foundationals. I wonder what she thinks of that. If we get into the immigration discussion, I wonder what she's gonna say if you ask her about that. Brace yourselves, all of her supporters.
No. And that's not a conservative position, especially not 50 million people in 10 years. Because America's got 300 million. So, what is that? 1/6 of the population in 10 years.
And so why is that?
Why does he support that?
No, why are you against pro? Because in my head, see, I hire people from Africa, right?
Right.
Shout out Blessing.
Yeah.
And I just see like the work ethic of people that are like not from America, and they often work harder than the people that are from America. So in my head, it's like, wouldn't it help us economically if we had more, like if they had a certain like mindset in order?
Well, I told you were going to get your hearts and your feelings and your souls broken. There's no way you can defend her now and sit up here and say you cool with it. She just outright told you, well, they work harder than people. Now, she means Black. I like my African immigrants. They work harder than people from America.
So in this first clip, I thought it was sort of a reach because she's just saying Americans, and he's trying to insinuate that she's saying Black people are African Americans. So I really couldn't nail her on that particular talking point, right? But it gets worse. Jason Black does a yeoman's job in really nailing her to the cross on this next point. Now, this is going to be a point about being on time, and you're going to hear what Nick Fuentes has to say about Black people after that. I'm going to play that particular clip right there, and then we'll come back.
Very industrious.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that would like to be a YouTuber because they'd like people.
Okay, now let me back up just a little bit more here, because he's talking about people being working. He's talking about people in general from various other places. I think he mentioned Germany. But I want you to get the full context of this. So when she says what she says, it smacks you upside the back of the head like a cinder block.
I was like, stop! No, they all said I was crazy. Who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? Austin.
Well, but hey, you're very industrious. You know, I mean, there are a lot of people who liked your millions and like what they ate for lunch and whatever things, you know, like recruiting and, you know, because I mean, not same skill, but you know, it's a business. Mm-hmm. It's fun not in front of the camera, but behind the scenes, it's a business. That is German history. I'm Italian. The only times I'm on time for things is when I'm wrong. When I think I'm supposed to be there, because I thought I was here at 3. That's why I texted you. I texted you, I'm on my way because I thought I was already 10 minutes late when I was leaving.
Yeah, well, it's okay. Blessing was more late African.
Well, he's black.
Yeah.
Where are all the folks who said I was a hater? Where are all the folks?
Oh, but black people are lazy. Oh, okay, they black, right?
Who were sitting up here saying, well, Jason, you reach and you stretch. All of them now. I want to know where all of them are after tonight. Yeah, ha, 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 he. What's so damn funny? What's so damn funny now? Oh, yeah, before this over, I'm going to name names. What's so damn funny now? You can't lie and say you didn't see this. Jason Black has been talking about this now for over a year, for 2 years now. I've been this alert. I said it from day one. Hey, she doesn't need to be given any space around here. I said it the whole time. Where are the folks who are sitting up criticizing me now? Because you don't justify this. Did she have work? The one who brings them up.
Argue a lot of things, but one of the things you can't do is argue. That clip is really disrespectful, not only to the acting, because you said because they work weekends, but at the same time, you're saying that, well, she's late, African, right? And then he says, yeah, she's late. Well, because she's black.
Facts. And he tried to joke it off, but that shit was racist.
And then you laughed. Well, there's something that I really want to a man us for black men. That's probably things. Obviously, I don't think most of her audience is black. I do have some brothers that were defending her, and she has with a lot of black YouTubers. I mean, I have emails of her asking me for a review in 2021 when she. But if you guys know me, I don't really work with. I don't operate outside of the goals. Not to say that I'm anybody or anything. I'm a black YouTuber. Community are black content creators. Well, they're right. Disrespectful. The guy is right. All right. If you want to have those conversations, and you know, we're gonna like we have before. You know what I'm saying? Like offline or certain things. I mean, even with other, we that to say that that was an opportunity for you to be like, "Yo, bro, that's like not cool," or cut that comment out of the live stream. But he's right. She's the one that brought it up. Like, he wasn't bringing up the fact that her staff was late. You said blessing, then African. And again, it's like, okay, Jason Black says, you know, we brought her into this black space. I don't really think that's the case. I think that, you know, she started aligning herself with black people onto her show. And so that made comfortable around that, man. Like, nobody can say that Jason Black is not right. You can call him whatever you want to call him. I know a lot of brothers don't like Jason Black and whatever. You know, I heard that, you know, like Mr. Fantastic called into the show. He hung up on the guy. He might bad or whatever you guys think is right. You guys don't again, you know, that's serious, bro. And one of the reasons Why? Because we challenge it. Like she would never do that with any other community. But yes, she can say that thing out there and knows that, like, hey, you're not gonna have any problems with that. And that's the situation. So I mean, I think that the brother's completely 100% right on what he said. And again, listen to who you want us to listen to. But at the same time, just know that we're out there willing to be disrespectful towards you. They'll be willing to laugh at folks saying that all black people are late. I don't care if you're talking about she dates black men or she has a black boyfriend. I don't care about that, man. If you start a podcast, one that you give her more. So, guys, what do you think? Oshay,
but she ain't giving the black community no goddamn apology. Like let's just be real about it. Let's just be real about it. Like there is no way in hell that that's gonna happen. Now this is the video that I really want to get to, because this is where he really talking about people talking about this shit with her.
For her, I subscribe on my channel, so I kind of want to know, like, am I taking this shit too far? Is it me, or are these black men selling out for white women and for women, and don't have no respect for themselves? I'm gonna let you guys kind of build that up.
I'm gonna LAR got it.
Okay, go ahead, LAR.
All right, man. Look, the black manosphere fickle. We all know that.
Okay. All right.
We all know that guys ride waves and guys get jealous when people get catching. So I don't really watch Pearly like that. So it's like, So the white girl blew up doing the talking points. Yeah, but guess what? It's about 5 other guys in the manosphere that blew up with the talking points. I hate them too. So in principle.
Wait. Say it again. Say that again. Hold on. Say it again, man.
Yeah, it's like I can run off a list of people, including you, that he got too many videos, he got too many views. No, he's not real no more.
Sorry, guys, that this internet is running crazy. Let me get out of this one. So he did this live stream. I actually missed this one. So
the last 24 hours for me, like YouTube, because yesterday I released this video called "Just Pearly Things Just Disrespected Black People in the Worst Way." And this video has over 104,000 views in the first 24 hours, almost 5,000 comments, which is a really good video for a channel of my size. And while so many people agreed with my sentiment in the video, very many didn't. But before we get into the monologue of what I want to discuss today, or kind of more of the centerpiece of the discussion, I want to play the two back to back so that you'll see why I am doing what I'm doing. And I'll just use those two clips and then I'll come back.
The argument was the Holocaust was not special and all countries have done that.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
so you're saying, why is the Holocaust special?
Yeah, basically.
Oh. What do you mean, basically?
I mean, because of course, we're getting into the details of it, but yeah, that's the gist.
Yeah, I mean, but you kind of deny it happened.
I deny parts of it.
You deny parts of it don't seem realistic to you. You
Right.
think they're embellished upon.
About
This sounds. They're gonna get trouble. This sounds similar to the slavery stuff too, because that's literally the founder of, or the guy who wanted a people to live by.
now, first of all, now did you hear this bullshit? Now, fuck all of the documentation, the books, the plantation homes, the museums, the stories, but you gonna go by some shit that the man who wrote Roots was talking. You just bypass all the fucking history from 1615 on up to 1865, and you gonna go worry about what a depiction of what slavery was in a fucking movie. And then you want to try to minimize whether or not it was true or not, like as if, oh, slavery wasn't that damn bad. And these niggas sitting up here caping for this bitch.
But that's what they do, is they embellish. And I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible, it was. But they want to make it like more horrible than that.
Slavery was more horrible. Make it more. That shit about fucking slavery that even now ain't in the goddamn books. This is the part that really pissed me off. And I was like, fuck it. Like, this is just why I don't have no respect for these niggas. This woman sat up there and said, they're trying to make it more horrible than what it really was. They're trying to embellish on hundreds of years of our people being hung, killed, loss of language, loss of culture, loss of family, dehumanization, but all the embellishing, it ain't that bad. Then you got goofy asses like Jessica X, even though they said she went out on her ass and shit like that, whatever. I know, but the other night when she was on, who channel she was? She was on somebody channel, Sexy Red TV, she was talking different. So I don't know what happened later. But we embellishing based on the fucking the book written by the man who wrote Roots. You see, you right. You're not the smartest woman in the room, the person in the room. And that's actually true. You're not. You're far from the smartest. Yeah, Alex Haley. She want to go by a goddamn depiction of slavery from Alex Haley on Roots. But you're going to skip all the goddamn research and scholarship and evidence. Matter of fact, that's evidence right now in the South. There are still plantation homes that are up and operational as we speak. Cotton fields, plantation homes in antebellum South. Shit still exists as right now. There are people still sharecropping in places like the Delta in Mississippi. And you want to sit here and talk about some goddamn embellishing. It ain't that bad. We're just trying to control people. And then you niggas around like Mr. Fantastic and Obsidian and others trying to demonize people for criticizing this dumbass shit this woman's saying. If anybody want to get the link, you can get the link, because I'm going to be on for like another 45 minutes. Stupid ass shit. And these niggas and mediocre tutorials and reviews. His sickly ass.
They can control people.
yeah.
I was like, stop, no. They all. They all said I was crazy. Who's laughing now?
Very their opinions of like what they ate for lunch. You know, I mean, not on the same scale as you. Things. It's fun running the scene. This is a German attribute to be industrious.
It's a German attribute to be industrious. It's an Italian attribute to be industrious. Oh, but it can't be a black. It can't be an African attribute. Oh, we lazy and dumb.
Italian. The only times I'm on things is and I like get the time when I think I'm supposed to be earlier than because I thought I was supposed to be.
Oh, really?
That's why. texted you. I texted you on my way. I was 10 minutes late. Without even...
Yeah, well, it's okay. Blessing was more late African.
Well, he's black.
Yeah.
So the person that she is talking to is Nick Fuentes. This is important. Nick Fuentes. Now, who is Fuentes? Don't I work with a more reputable source? Fuentes. Wikipedia does it say? And I know that Wikipedia can be off sometimes. This seems to be, I would see from what research about him. It says this: Nicholas Joseph Fuentes, born August 18th, 1908, is an American white supremacist political commentator and live streamer. A former YouTuber, his channel was permanently suspended in February 2020 for violating YouTube's hate speech policy. He is known for holding anti-Semitic views and denying the Holocaust. Fuentes identifies as a member of the incel movement and as a supporter of Tyrion and a Catholic integralist and a Christian nationalist. Let me click on the term of a white supremacist. Okay, white supremacists believe we are those of other races and thus should dominate them. The belief favors the maintenance and defense of any power and privilege held by white people. White supremacy has its roots in now discredited doctrine of scientific racism and was the key justification for European colonialism. So I just want to put myself into her shoes. Okay. Now, if she is not a racist person, let's just think about this. She's made the majority of her money trying to do a lot of collaborations with black YouTubers. She's even tried to reach out to me before. Of course, that's a no-go. All right. But if you look at the people that she brings onto her channel, Brittany Renner, recently, media views, people like that, she's trying to of a team based on the black community. All right, just black. So that we know that King black. Okay, so follow what I'm saying. You have people who come into your studio, then you have white supremacists who, based off his theory, as below. That's what all white supremacists do. It doesn't matter if they like black people, if they like black individuals. Some people even sleep with black people. But the core value over blacks. She's African. Then you talk to him about, you don't think that slavery is a real thing or it didn't happen to that much in front of the black people that you hire. Now, I want you guys to put yourself in the shoes, right? In these shoes. Imagine you lived in Israel. You had a podcast called Just Pearly Things. Could you invite Nick Fuentes, who is anti-Semitic, into that podcast in Bethlehem, Israel, or in Jerusalem, or any big city there? And then you have Jewish people working and they're late. Can you say, Samuel, you're a person? No. You would never even allow you there. You would immediately be shut down. But here's how other black people who comment on my channel take it. Let's look Lucky and now. I believe in calling a spade a spade. She didn't say anything that isn't true. At least no to that list in front of a white supremacist who feel that your black employees are genetically
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. I got people up that are on the panel right now. I think I've made my point with this. What's up, the Oracle? Hey, AB, XBXNY. How you doing?
AP
you doing,
Bronx, New York. AP Bronx,
AB,
New
yes,
York.
right. I spoke. Yeah, you was on my channel a few weeks ago. Yeah, I remember.
Oh yeah.
That. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
Kind of give me your perspectives. Give me your perspectives. What do you think based on what has been stated?
Why are they letting this woman play in their face? No standards at all. They keep bringing people into their spaces and letting them make tons of money off of them. and then they go and move on to greener pastures. This happens a lot. This is embarrassing.
Facts.
Embarrassing.
It is. It is. It is. It's very embarrassing. And the fact of the matter, this has uniquely happened for years. Like, this has happened often. And the thing about it, it's a money grab. They look at her as a means of making money, which they're not really making the money. She's making all the money.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, from my perspective, like a guy like Obsidian, Mediocre Tutorials, they're right now caping. Right now, Obsidian's live right now in support of this lady. Mediocre Tutorials, he's getting bashed right now for doing a video, trying to cape for her. And then they got others that have been around campaigning for her, to support her. When this woman basically sat here and said that our history was not that bad. It was embellished. She's going to use Alex Haley as a means of supporting how he the movie Roots was very watered down. You know what I'm saying? Like, Roots was not like that. Did not tell the real story of what we went through. Like, let's just stop. And see, this to me, it speaks to the intelligence of this lady and the ignorance. And these guys sit here and let people get away with this kind of stuff. It's embarrassing.
But how many times does this have to happen? Do people not have memories? Are their brains fried? Look at Miley Cyrus. She was hanging out with Black people for a hot minute. And then once people started paying attention to her, she dropped them like a rock and started singing country. Look at Justin Timberlake. He did the same thing. Do you see Eminem hanging out with Black people after he done made it? Come on now.
Right.
How many times y'all gonna let people play in your face and just use you like rungs on a ladder to get to the top, and then after they get to the top, they don't mess with you no more? This is embarrassing.
Facts. This is facts. And once again, man, and the thing about it, she's sitting there laughing and giggling. They got all of her staff is Black. Nobody has came out. And some of these guys are actually, like the guy King Riches. King Riches is a popular YouTuber. He hasn't even said one thing about this.
What happened to the time? What if all of, I don't mean to interrupt you, but what if all those cameramen and everything just took their equipment and threw it on the floor? Then what would that show be?
Nothing.
In protest. If
It
the
would be
engineer
nothing.
or all these, air quote Africans that have a better work ethic, what if they just put all their equipment on the floor and walked out? Then where would her show be? This is utterly ridiculous, letting this woman play in your face like this.
Facts. It is. It really is. Hey, Oracle, how you doing?
Hey,
Hi,
Oracle.
Israel. Hi, how are y'all doing? It's great
Hey,
to
how are
be
you?
here again. I miss you guys. I miss you, Deidre. Thank you so much for having me. I just want to add just a couple of minutes. I'm not going to be just a few seconds.
Sure, no problem.
It's a trap. They're more than likely setting a stage for some reversal of history to take and partake. Again, these are people that are on the bandwagon 9 times out of 10 that are advocating for those things that are going on in Mississippi right now as it relates to political measures that are taking away the very constitutional rights that we have as people, and one of them being a vote. Unfortunately, when you have a group of people like this, it's not for us to actually confront them or try to persuade them, because they're beyond that. What we need to do is educate our children, educate ourselves on the true history of slavery and the true history of the Black experience here in Americas and all across the world for that matter, because the atrocities that we suffer are not just located here on this continent. It's also located in other areas of the world. So we need to be all inclusive with that while we can, while it's not something that we have to worry about teaching to our children in our own private home. While it's lawful and legal, we need to grab up every piece of information we can that's true information related to our history as a Black people, and teach it and pass it on to our children as a legacy, and be a beacon for those that are lost, that do have a mindset that, oh, slavery wasn't that bad. We really didn't suffer that much. We were better off that way. My thing would be, well, them that would say those things wouldn't mind being a slave. Them that would say that it was okay wouldn't mind being a slave. If anybody come out of their mouth one more time about how slavery wasn't that bad, they're actually expressing that they wouldn't themselves mind being a slave to China, Great Britain, or whatever other country that have a majority stake in whatever political and economical fashions, because we are the ones that are responsible for building up the wealth of the world, not just this nation, but the entire world. And unfortunately, we're the most disrespected because of that. You cannot take something from somebody and then turn around and respect them. So we should expect them to not respect us. We should expect them to not honor us and to not give us our just due, or to not give us our reparations, which is most overly due with interest. So if they're not even acknowledging that part of history, then all of what they're saying is irrelevant. So, I'm one of these that I'm an advocate for education. I don't think education should just stop at the doorstep of a Black person's household. I think everybody that's American citizens should understand the diasporas as it relates to their history. We know Italian history. We know different diasporas like Jewish history. We know different European histories, but we really don't know our own history. And so when Black history comes around, the only thing we can do as relates to that is express those that have made great achievements, but we're not really given a true education of how we came to the space and time on today's date, you see. So unfortunately, because it's a chunk of history that is missing or diluted or just simply banned, we'll never really get to know the true essence of what it is that brought us to the situation that we have in front of us today. So now this thing called slavery has transformed itself into other types of slavery, from chattel slavery, what we endured as a Black people, to human trafficking, forced labor. We also have debt and bondage, people that are working off debts, people that are incarcerated, people that are child slavery, forced marriages, and domestic servitude. So, with those things in mind, we have to understand that it goes beyond our strife and our struggle as a people. This has crossed the boundaries of melanation. So, I just wanted to express that and leave y'all with that. Thank you so much for your time. I'm in the clouds. I love you, my brother D. Durrell. Thanks for having me up. Y'all have a good one, okay?
All right. You have a good one. So AP from the Bronx, which like right now, have you watched various like, I don't know, have you watched other content creators talk about this, whether for or against, or you just kind of browse, like where do you kind of, as far as what you've encountered on this particular topic?
Well, I don't look at Pearly things. I usually see like sound bites, and I know what the word on the street is about how she came to be.
Right.
But I just think that when a person says something that's out of pocket, you need to check them. Right. And it needs, and the punishment needs to be swift and hard.
Right.
When somebody says something out of pocket about the Jews, I meant to say Jays, but it's with fair use, because I ain't trying to get nobody in trouble.
No, that's okay. You can say You can say Jewish people. I mean,
yeah,
they say everybody else name.
I ain't trying to cause any problems, but the punishment is swift and hard. People can't just be saying a bunch of out of pocket stuff and just talking on willy nilly and saying whatever they want to say. They're going to have to answer to somebody. And it's not, and it's like a whole slew of them that come down and go, oh no, this is unacceptable. And unfortunately, there's a group of people that just let people just play in their face and say whatever they want to say, and they just are so glad to be associated with that particular person that they just let them play in their face and do whatever they want to do. So what do you do with those people? What do you like that dude that got married to that white woman and they did slave play and they were in the fields and he was dressed like a slave? What do you do with people like that? And they get a lot of press.
They do.
You know, they have access to the same books everybody else has access to. They went to school, they know how to read. But when you have, I mean, before, you know, we were banned from learning how to read. So which one is worse? You being banned for knowing how to for trying to learn how to read, or you having the full right and full opportunity to read, but you refuse to read? Which one is worse? The library is free.
Facts.
You're gonna let somebody play in your face like this? This is just utterly ridiculous.
And laughing and joking, like carefree, like whatever, like, you know, like she already, like they were so like nonchalant about it.
But she's already tested the waters. She already knows where she can get away with this at. She already knows. She's hung out with these people long enough to know what she can and cannot get away with. And unfortunately, she found a segment of the population that's going to let her play in their face. And she's getting richer and richer and more famous. And it's a money grab for her. So what does she care?
Right. It's incredible. That's all I can say. It's incredible what these guys do. And they have like engaged into this type of behavior for years. Like they've allowed people to do this. It's not the first time, like you stated. But to me, this is not the first time, but I think this is the worst from my perspective.
Well, what about Jennifer Lopez being the face of Motown and performing at the Motown Awards? Really?
Now who owns Motown now?
Well, I don't know, but the spirit of Motown.
Yeah, but again, it's all about the ownership. The ownership allowed that. I don't know if a black person owns Motown.
But
and it's no different than BET.
But it's the overall thinking. What about Michael Jackson? He should not have been doing a tour at 50 plus years old. He should have been owning the Michael Jackson movie studio.
Right.
This is the thinking of the people. This is about how you've been socialized and what you know. He should not have been walking all over the place at 50 plus years old. He should have been a producer somewhere, and he should have had a record company, and he should have been bringing up new black talent. So this is just this over the whole thing is cray.
Yeah, it is just the whole business. And to me, my position is this, man. My position is that other groups of people only really deal with black people if they can make $1 off of you.
Yeah.
And our people feel like they get so enamored with being in new, uncharted territory with people, and it gives them a heightened sense of self and value. And instead of focusing on ownership and control of your own product. Because what happens when they enter these areas, they're controlling and owning your product. And most of these guys die broke.
Like Vlad TV. Look at how wealthy he is. And he didn't pay for any of those people's interviews. And he owns the rights to that intellectual property, and they cannot ask for it back.
That's facts. And so I'm just sitting here looking at this lady. And so really, and what Oshay's pretty much saying is that she's getting ready to pivot her content to interviewing controversial figures and more white people for the most part. That's where she's getting ready to pivot her content. And so she built her content off of you. And now that she's got, Yeah,
of black
off the
people.
of black people. Now she has. This is no different than what Fox did back in the 90s. Fox built their platform when they became mainstream. They built their platform off of black shows. Once they got the notoriety, they dropped all the black shows and went to
Yep.
white shows.
It's textbook. It's a pattern. It's laughable that you don't see the pattern.
Right. But see, this is the issue. And to me, as black people, we, because of our economic downfalls, we've been put in a position where we can't, people, well, I'm gonna say, it's not that you can't, but people that are in these industries feel like they can't turn down opportunities. So so if we're consistently accepting these opportunities, they're gonna always be successful in doing this because we can't, unless we can present alternatives that for ourselves, where instead of signing with Universal, I can go with Tyler Perry.
Right.
This can be reduced, but you got to have multiple situations where we have a safety net so that they can still eat. You know?
Yes.
And as long as we feel like we have to accept these record deals or whatever type of contracts, they're gonna always do this.
I agree with that.
And see, and so that where it comes to me with the collective as it relates to that. And KW Don 7 says Universal owns Motown. Well, that explains it. Why Jennifer Lopez was the face of Motown, because Universal owns it. Not to say that that's still disrespectful, but we to me it's about ownership and monetizing what we own and what we create. And the intellectual property that we have created but don't own, let's just say if they gave us a reparations package of just giving us back everything you stole from us, we'd be in a way better position.
Right.
Let's not even count the money that that was due for free labor. Just give me back all the intellectual property inventions that we didn't get credit for. Farming
tools,
everything,
mechanics,
give
everything.
We would control American. What people don't understand, it's a reason why they don't teach us this. Because if they taught the truth, it would kill white supremacy ideals. Because how the hell are you going to say you're superior to somebody when half the book that we read, a black person invented and created all the shit that we're using today?
Yep. Because it's the person who's doing the work that's going to come up with the better mousetrap, not the person who is delegating the work.
Yeah.
But he with the golden rule is he with the gold makes the rules.
Yes. So that's the issue. And so just like with Just Pearly things, there are people right now who know that if she comes on their show or they play her videos and they do this and that, she wants them for an interview. Like she's connected to the top end of the manosphere. And they're dependent on her for views. And they know if they put her name in a title, they're going to get a certain amount of traffic. But you made her like 5 times more popular than anybody. The only person she's not popular than is Kevin Samuels, and he's dead. And so
they exalted her. They exalted her to the heights that she is right now. They made her a household name.
Now, see, this is how white folks, and I'm not trying to say we need to follow what white folks do, but when you get out of line with white folks, they take it away from you.
Yeah.
But these Negroes, oh, she didn't mean it like this. She didn't say this. She, she was just entertaining and all these crazy excuses. When you have never heard her, come in defense of anybody in this sector, in that sector. She's never come to the defense of anyone. She almost Me Too'd her high school teacher, basically, going into a bar where she was underage. And she got mad at the teacher because he was having sex with girls after they made 18 that graduated from the high school she went to. You know,
I heard about that story.
Yeah, that was actually true. He actually was messing with them. He basically formed relationships with them for a few years, I guess while they were in high school, so that once they graduated, he attempted to, and he actually did that to several girls every year. And she was one of them. Now she got mad because she wanted them all to herself after she turned, and she found out that she wasn't the first, and then she went out and did what she did. You know, now I'm not okay in what he did. I think it was despicable. But the fact of the matter, she was of legal age, over 18. She was in college when she found out. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, we know how the public looks at a lily white girl or woman when it comes to black men. And she used it to her advantage.
Yep.
And that's no different. Amiri, this is about Pearly White. Pearly things, just Pearly things. She did that. And so, being that you have this kind of history, she should have been shunned from the beginning.
But they didn't have to vet her because her skin tone was what they like.
Right. But see, if it came to a black woman, you would have all these fences up. And if a black woman in her position, as Pearly White thing, just Pearly things, they would not have supported her if she was a black woman. And that's why Oshay talked about people are comparing, why are they not giving this support to Kendra D, Melanie King, or the Femininity Breakdown with Sister George and Concrete Rose. Why are they not getting the support this lady's getting? You know?
Yeah, that was a slap in the face to those ladies because they were there from the very beginning.
And they go hard, and they don't nowhere near get the support.
Yep. Now, see, I know their names, and I know that they were affiliated, and that they were a part of this particular group, and for them to just snub them and put all their energy and effort into just Pearly things is just cray.
Well, Amiri, I'm talking about the alleged relationship that Just Pearly had with her former high school teacher. That's what I'm referencing. So this has been like the topic. This has been the hot topic and so forth. That's been the issue. I actually spoke to Oshay today. I talked to him today about things and stuff, and so he went live. I didn't know he even went live. He didn't even tell me he went live on this topic. But everybody has an opinion about this woman, and to me, it's not, I'm beyond what about as far as the manosphere space itself. I'm more on the fact of you sat there on your platform and tried to delegitimize slavery. That's really what I want to focus on. I really don't. Everything else is irrelevant to me. I want to focus on that one issue and that one issue on. What's up, Amiri?
Hey, what's going on, D? How you doing, brother?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
How you doing to the young lady on the panel? How you doing?
How's it going?
Hey, how you doing? It's going okay. I mean, I'm not surprised by this at all. I mean, look, this whole the entire basis for this gender war in this sector is anti-black. You know what I'm saying? It's a minstrel show, and it's a demonstration of every negative stereotype about black people and black life and black male and female relationships in the book. You know what I'm saying? And I saw that too, where she was like really trying to sit up there and delegitimize slavery as first and foremost an American institution and a horrific institution. Like one of the things that you hear from like these white supremacists like what that guy Nick Fuentes is.
Yes.
They'll try and somehow suggest that at the time it was illegal. It wasn't illegal. Therefore, it was really nothing wrong with it for that time period. But if you go and you do the research, that was something that the founding fathers struggled with when it came to constructing this nation. You know what I'm saying? Was the original sin of slavery, and how reprehensible it was, and how problematic it was, and how it was an affront to everything that they were putting down in the guiding documents of this nation. The idea that all men are created equal and are endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights. Like, that's why you had this this advent of scientific racism. You see what I'm saying? To try and undercut the principles that was being laid down from that Enlightenment period. This enlightened thinking, that was coming out of Europe. So in order to justify their mistreatment of black people and their dehumanization of black male and female bodies, they came up with all these with all this scientific racism to excuse it, to explain it away.
And
so
the
for her to sit
3/4 of
there,
a human being, to try to justify that you're not a total and complete human being as an
right?
individual.
Yeah, like it was, so there was the point that I'm making about that though was that there was always within the recesses of the American consciousness of how they were treating black men and black women was wrong. And it was something that needed to be stopped. So this idea that simply because it wasn't illegal at the time meant that it wasn't a problem, and that this wasn't something that the nation was going to have to deal with, and was a problem and was something that was problematic that they were doing, is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Then she's going to try and use, I heard you say that, D-Rush, she's going to try and use Alex Haley to somehow, like I said, delegitimize how horrific slavery was as an institution. Like, but see, this is what happens when idiots seize the microphone. These people are idiots. And I think, I'm gonna be honest, I think some of the pushback here that's coming against Pearly things, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that she's performing better financially than a lot of these black male and female content creators in this sector.
Oh, of course.
Look, and let's be honest, they push just as much anti-black sentiments and rhetoric than this guy Nick Fuentes or just Pearly thing. So I don't know why any of us are surprised here. We know that the black manosphere is an outgrowth of the white manosphere. We know that the white manosphere has a white supremacist undertone to it. It's white nationalist in its orientation. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times when you hear these guys talk, what you hear them peddling is nothing but white male angst. They're actually serving as the dummies for Nick Fuentes, who is in effect the ventriloquist. That's all these stupid niggas are doing. You know what I'm saying? So right. I'm not surprised at all. Now everybody it's outrage, and really a lot of these people just doing content on it because so they can get views and shit. So you wanna commodify our experience as black people. So you ain't no better than Pearly things, just pasty things. Excuse me. But you take some level of umbrage with the fact that she's doing a better job at it as a white woman than you could ever do as a black person. You see what I'm saying? Niggas get up here all day and peddle anti-black bullshit, and it's not just black men, it's black women too. You have women calling black men bullet bags and all this dumb shit. So what the hell y'all expect? Like, I'm about to land too. I talked about, there was a poll that was conducted on Instagram talking about, do you believe black people, ADOS people, should get reparations? In every single race and sub-ethnic group voted against it. The only group that voted for it were African Americans. And so that should tell you the vote that we're in, why these dumb niggas want to do the stupid shit they're doing, attacking black women.
For other people that don't give a damn about you,
don't give a fuck about them. Well, hey, they won't even piss on them and put them out if they pass them by and they're on fire. That's how much they care about them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised at all, man.
Facts. What's up, brother? Speak.
Hey, what's up, D-Ref? How you doing?
I'm
Hey,
chilling, man. What's
broski.
going on?
Hey, AP. Hey, Amiri.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah. I wanted to ask about the guy that you was telling about that had that coach that just Pearly got fired.
Oh, the
Now,
guy the guy, yeah.
okay, was it substantiated that he was messing with those other girls, or that was just something she said?
I to be honest, I don't want to I don't want to miss and say misspeak on that. The information that I have heard from multiple other this is all second, third hand. This is stuff because I never heard her say this. I've heard other people speak on this in their research. Okay. All right, Amiri, appreciate you for coming on. But he had to bounce out. He had to leave out. The information that I've heard from multiple content creators on both ends is that she was the one that snitched on him per se for having sex with women that were no longer at the high school he waited till they graduated and they were over 18. And he tried to do the same thing. She felt some type of way for him trying to do the same thing to her. And so I think she contacted, I don't know if she contacted the police, but I did hear something happen where he did go under investigation, but I don't think he lost his job.
Okay, because the
lack of a better word, he was able to beat whatever charges that were given against him. I don't think he did anything what they would deem as being illegal. Now, it do look bad. I don't think he was able to work back at that school because what he did, but I don't think he went to jail. He didn't go to jail for anything. He basically beat the charges. But she was the one that actually contacted the authorities at the school district, I think.
Okay, so all of them are going by what she said and not just investigating what.
I'm a little mixed on that, Amir. I mean, Brother Speak. I think people read up on some stuff that was published.
Okay.
People were talking about I mean, this was back in I remember. See, this is when I first found out about her because she just jumped on the scene. I want to say this was around the summer of last year. I started hearing stuff about this, and they were actually. Now I'm gonna say this: when she first came in, they did bring this up, so it's not like people didn't give pushback. But the people, the thing about it is the people at the top who were like the people who are the top earners. They wanted to just roll the carpet down for her. You know what I'm saying?
I get all that.
So they did some research and they looked at some information. Some people did some research and they, I don't know. Again, this is all second, third hand information. But in the arguments that I heard arguments on Bernard Raleigh. I heard arguments with Obsidian. I heard arguments in other places, and they were talking about they gave accounts of what she stated, and then there were other people who said that they looked at some information. I don't know how they got it, but they talked about information that they were able to obtain in the findings of that investigation.
Okay.
Yeah, this was like 8 months ago, maybe 8-9 months ago. But
I remember all that. That's what I was saying because as far as I know, there have been any other people that came out against him saying he was doing that stuff. The only person I know said something was her. So I don't want that going around that he actually did any of this stuff. I don't want it to be assumed that he did any of this stuff just based on her.
Right.
That's the main
what I can say is I'm not sure on who came forward because I think from the position that's Oshay texting me right now. What? Came out there. Oh damn! He talking. J.R. Wisdom. He talking about J.R. Wisdom, the one that did the Kevin Samuels videos all the time.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm about to end the stream because Oshay want to talk to me about something going on or whatever. But I'm gonna finish out because I was gonna stay on for like another 10, 15 minutes, but I'm gonna just wait it out. But he was saying, because remember in his video, he talked about he don't want to do any content with her, and he's going to be very critical of those who do content with her from this point on.
As they should.
He just mentioned to me that J.R. Wisdom just flew out there, despite all this stuff happening. He just flew. So I guess we're going to see an interview from J.R. Wisdom, per se.
Well, again,
so now he's going to get criticized.
Well, as they should, no black people at this point should be interviewing her and talking to her. That's just any American black people. I don't care about the British people because they don't. That's their thing. I'm not worried about them. I'm talking about American black people, especially American black men. There should be no reason why you defend this broad. Yeah. Period. In the discussion, she just literally said y'all lazy as fuck.
Exactly.
What I mean, what more do you need? What more do you need to know that this chick don't rock with you like that?
Right.
But you want to defend, man. I tell you, I've been on panels. We were talking about Pearly, and all of a sudden, there are people coming up there defending her, taking us off topic, and we talk about all other stuff than just Pearly. And it's like, and me and the women in the chat, we like, man, we supposed to be talking about Pearly. That's what we came to talk about.
Right.
But all these defendants come around and making excuses. Oh, why are you hating? I'm like, why do you care?
Man, today I saw 6 and Danica went off on the shit like hard. And I was surprised that they went hard about her. You know what I'm saying? And and I know 6 ain't really in the manosphere like that, but I know Danica is. And Danica was like, man, they need to have some regulations, more rules about this. They need to do something. We can't just accept people. And then see what ended up happening when I watched what she did earlier today. She re-listened to the video over and she missed some stuff. And she was like, what? She said this. She said when she started talking about about Alex Haley writing Roots and this side, man, they went off about that. They were highly upset about it. Which they should be.
They should. It's ridiculous.
Right.
But again, anybody that's against black women, they'll roll with. Hell, we saw that with Good Mother, who was here.
Oh my God. Let's not even talk about Good Mother. I had a little ball with her before. Oh my God.
I'm like, what the? And what's even funny, you had dudes who were flirting with her and then gonna come around a pro-black space talking about I'll send her home to her pappy. And I'm like, dude.
Right.
Like I didn't see you over there flirting with this chick. Come on, dog. Yeah, got
man, Good Mother said racism don't exist, it's feminism. It ain't racism. I was like, when she said that, that's all I had to hear. I was done after that.
When she started saying she can call black people the N-word, I was done with her.
Yeah, she she had a black husband.
She had a black husband.
Yes.
He let her get away with it, so she thinks it's okay now. That's how it happens.
And you know how they got a divorce? Oh, she hates. The reason why she came to the space is because she told me when I went on her channel, and I didn't really know a lot about her. She saw me on Property of Thought and wanted to interview me about all kind of stuff I was saying. And she got mad at black women she claimed the black women were hitting on her husband and they felt like they owned him because he was black. And
I don't believe that.
That's what she said.
I don't believe that. They probably had a kindred spirit with him. And they probably were talking about jokes that only black person knew, black folks know about. And she probably felt left out because she ain't black and she didn't get it. So she felt some kind of way.
She didn't like that as a people, we have a natural affinity for one another and we interact as such. And she felt like she could not, you know what I really think? I think that the natural comfortability that he may have had with those black women, even though it may have been friendly, she probably didn't feel that from him, and she felt threatened.
The camaraderie.
Yeah.
There's a camaraderie when we get together. We're laughing at the same stuff. There's like inside jokes. That's where that saying came from. It's a black thing, you wouldn't understand. That's where that came from.
Right.
And so she probably didn't get the joke. And so then she just had a tantrum and started saying they was after her man. And they were just talking just like he was, family.
AP, she bitter. When I say she's scorned and bitter about this, she been divorced for years. And when she talked about this, it's like she cannot stand black women. Like she feels in her situation, in her mindset, it's like it was a black woman that stole her husband away from her.
Like no,
that's I'm putting it lightly because she said her husband was in the military, and she talked about. I mean, I'm not military, but I do know how they live in these, the military housing. And she talked about how all these women in that military complex, like, I said just Pearly. I mean, I'm saying just Pearly. I told her, I said, good mother, you cannot tell me that it would be logical for you to think every black woman that saw your husband wanted to flirt with him and wanted to be with him sexually. And in her mind, the black women were hyper focused on her walking around with her husband, and they were looking at her, giving her the side eye, and they would greet them and basically greet him and ignore like she didn't exist and all this type of stuff. And so, but she's bitter. She blames black women for their divorce, per se.
It sounds like she deep down inside believes that they're not kindred spirits and that they're really not a good match. And anytime he meets or speaks with another woman who he has a camaraderie with, or a sisterhood or a brotherhood or a familiar type relationship with, she feels threatened.
Yes.
That's that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, that's what because I told her, I said, listen, I told her, you're speaking of your own insecurities. This has nothing to do with your husband. It has everything to do with you. You chose to be in an interracial relationship, and I think also she kind of made a point of her husband being light complected, because I think one of his parents was mixed. I'm not sure. I think she mentioned something about something he had white ancestry or something like that, whatever. So I think he was a lighter skinned guy per se. She made a point to mention his complexion and all this other different stuff. But she talked about that situation with black women and her husband for like 45, and I was on her platform for like 3 hours, right? And she talked about this for at least an hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah,
at least an hour. Because we were actually debating about feminism. We were talking about racism. She was talking about stuff about Texas A&M and College Station and different things going on, and how feminism has reared its ugly head in the college institutions and all that stuff. But when she talked about her husband and black women, it's like she went to this whole different mode, and she drug it on and on, and it was very interesting how she felt. And I'm like, you need to move on. Like, I mean, you've been divorced for years, and I'm pretty sure he moved on with his life. You need to do the same.
Yeah.
He probably with a black woman.
Yeah, I think he is. We probably did go with it. But a lot of people that I know for a fact, people that I know that tried to be in interracial marriages, they said they would never do it again. Like they like the only people that I know is like people who are self-hating enough that they only date outside their race. But say someone that has dated, let's say multiculturally dated, they was like they'd never do it again. They particularly with white people, because they said it was too much of a strain just to do basic things in public, dealing with family. it was always uncomfortable issues and things and different perception and things. They said they would never do it again. They said that was it. They could never do it again.
It's
I know
literally
coworkers that have, that have married outside of their race, and when they get around another black person, they are so happy and they feel so relaxed and they're laughing all the time because it's like it's an inside joke. You could just do a look or a gesture and then we're cracking up laughing, but they don't got it like that with their wife.
Right.
And so if the wife sees us cracking up, she passes by and we're cracking up laughing and we just are cracking up, she don't get it. It's an inside joke. And so she is, like this one woman, she don't even come to our work area anymore because we're always laughing and going, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And she don't know what the hell we saying mm-hmm about.
That's
But
funny.
we know, we look at each other and go, mm-hmm, you know what that is. She don't know what it is. So it's a big, you know what I'm saying? We don't even got to say nothing. We could just,
Right.
gesture with our eyebrows or just go, mm-hmm, or something like that. She don't know what that is. So it's a pleasure to him to be around people that know what it is where he don't have to keep explaining it to them.
Yeah, like this is what we do. This is why it is, and people
Right,
want to can I touch your hair and all that kind of shit.
right.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you, as because I know a lot of black women that put up with that, and I'm like, did you go off on them? Did you? I'm like, I could not see because I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I know this don't be asked to men, but if somebody asks me, can I touch your hair? They getting cursed out. I'm sorry. And I'm a man saying that, but that to me, that is highly disrespectful. I am not somebody's pet or some mascot where you think you can, let me touch and rub your hair and, like I'm an alien or something. That to me is so offensive and dehumanizing to ask somebody, can I touch your hair?
It is weird.
And it's very weird. And you know who do that the most? It's actually racist people that like to interact with black people to say things like this.
I think that I remember I did let a person touch my hair, and the reason why I did it was because there's a lot of black women, especially in the professional realm, that for professional reasons they alter their hair so that you don't know what their real hair looks like.
Right.
And my hair, I think that a few years ago, I just said maybe, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, I went natural. So my hair is natural and it's long.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't put it in elaborate braids. I put it in braids like my mother used to do it when I was 5. I don't care. And so sometimes people, they really think that when black women wear weaves, that we're bald headed.
Yeah,
they don't know, like the uppity unicorn, her hair is really long.
Yeah,
that's her hair.
It's protective style.
Yeah. So when they see a black person with long hair, they think it's a wig because we do different things with our hair. And so I kind of was like letting her know, yeah, black people got hair too.
Right.
We're not all wearing, we don't we don't all have to put somebody else's hair on top of our head to be beautiful. We could just be beautiful just who we are.
Facts.
Right.
But it's a damn shame though, because my position is that to me, you number one, you're asking somebody to do something like that in a professional setting. To me, that's unprofessional.
They were country. They country.
Yeah, but it's still unprofessional.
They country. They ain't never lived around black people before.
But it's still unprofessional because
it is.
Because my position is that you have a position. Because see, I think as black people, we have to to carry ourselves a certain way that people know not to say things and want to do things like that. People have to learn how to treat us. And
right.
And we can't get along. I mean, I understand we want to be civil. We want to, this is your workplace. You don't want any trouble. You want to just fit in. You want to do your job and go home. But we have a right to be comfortable, and no matter what setting we're in. And I'm gonna be honest, I fired I fired people, and I tell them like people that have worked for me that were non-black, and I let them know if you say anything that I find negative towards black people, you're fired. And don't ask me anything else. I'm not gonna put, especially if I own it. I'm definitely not gonna put up with you saying some stuff. And there were some people that thought that, oh, I didn't mean it. Like that they like even some of the clients, I let clients go. If a client in my facility says something to an African American in a certain way, you're discharged and you're not coming back. I refuse to put up with racism and something I own. I refuse it. Not to say it may not happen where I don't know, but if I find out, you're done. That's it. Ain't there's no I don't care if I got to pay the unemployment or whatever else that may come along with it. You're done. I don't want to see your face again. That's that.
That's the power of ownership.
Yeah, because I feel like, I can understand putting it up at somebody else's business, and you know, but if I own something, I control it or manage. No. It's zero tolerance for stuff like that. Zero tolerance.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, I used to have a white friend, and he was trying to call this African woman a monkey.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
I stopped there right. I said, ho, but you're not gonna do that around me. You don't call her a monkey. It's not happening.
So for him to feel comfortable enough to think that was okay.
Well, he was testing the waters.
He might have been.
Wow.
I shut that down super quick. Nope. Not with me.
Wow. That's crazy.
And that's somebody that's a friend of mine.
They're gonna test you. They're gonna test you to see, they're gonna throw some zingers in there to see if you react right away with the quickness. And if you don't and you let it slide, it'll get worse. And then he'll start full blown calling you the N-word.
Right. And that's what they want to do. They want the ability to do that and be able to get away with it.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm about to go ahead and call it a day. Appreciate you all. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. Any last words in regards to this Just Pearly debacle?
So are you going to have her on your show and tell her about herself?
I wish, but I doubt that'll happen.
Yeah.
But I'm just now, because she don't do panels or anything like that. Everybody come to her. She don't go on other. The only person she went on a panel was Obsidian, and I think maybe mediocre tutorials or something like that. She's very selective in where she goes. Very selective.
She's protected. She'll be protected there.
Yeah, she's protected. She knows that there's not going to be any pushback or nobody's going to put her in her place. So she knows she's being selective of where she goes. She wouldn't go on your show.
No, because I have a laundry list of things, and you would not get no white privilege here. That don't exist. That would not exist here.
Yep.
And the first thing I would say, don't you think you owe black people an apology? That's my first question.
Yep.
Like, you owe us an apology.
Yep.
You owe American people apology too, because she said
everybody American
everybody American lazy. So not only she owed black people apology, we first, but her own people, because she said they were lazy too. I'm like, yeah, you owe a whole bunch of people apology.
Right. Well, any last words, Brother Spink?
F just Pearly things. She ain't worth it.
Okay.
And anybody who's defending her, supporting her, you ain't shit either. That's all I gotta say about that.
AP from the Bronx, you got
it was another entertaining one. D. Durrell. I'm always listening when I'm out and about, and I really appreciate you sharing the stage with us and blessing us with your presence. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
All right. Well, you guys, y'all have a great weekend. I appreciate you all for being here today. Y'all have a great day. Peace. Peace.
Bye.